All right, all right. I think this is working now. All right. Hi, and welcome to the Unfiltered Social Worker. I am Sinise. I am not coming today, even though this is flowing through my YouTube channel. This is not about handbags today. I started the Unfiltered Social Worker probably about almost 2 years ago, and I haven't posted much lately. And so I decided after this weekend, I was just thinking about just some of the things that I have started. I need to go back and pick up. And so this happens to be one of those things. So welcome to the Unfiltered Social Worker podcast. I actually started this podcast flow probably about almost 30 minutes ago, but deep into it, I found out that I couldn't be heard. And so I'm hoping that I can be heard now. I'm going to see if I can tune in via my phone. Yep. And I can hear myself. I'm there. I am here. And so welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, as the title suggests, I am thinking about this week. Today, being that it is Friday, September the 20th, 2024, I have entered in my 6th year in business. And I am so happy with being an entrepreneur. I'm so excited about this day. And yeah, I'm happy about that. Being a mental health professional, being a social worker is very near and dear to my heart. So a lot of the things that I um, really engage in, or whether it be I'm reading about various issues of the world within this country or within my community, I'm always looking at it through a social work lens or a mental health lens, or really just both. And so, the hot topic for this week has definitely been Diddy. Um, I have spoken about Diddy in the past when all of this stuff kind of just started to happen, where the public, were made aware of lawsuits and accusations and all of that good stuff. And so this week, I've been really thinking, just like everybody else, how, why, when, and all of this kind of stuff. But as of today, I got to thinking about non disclosure agreements. How well can they hold up in court for an individual? And I thought that most celebrities, when they have all these big, extravagant parties that people like me can't attend because it ain't my neck of the woods, don't they have NDAs? How well do they actually help an individual? What's really the point of them all? And so I got to thinking about that. So, well, let me, get on my podcast today and get you all's feedback as well, and maybe provoke some thought regarding that, because it's definitely something that I've been thinking about over the last probably hour or so. So when I think about NDAs or non-disclosure agreements, um, I think about just consent. Consent is a very hot topic in recent years. It is something that we don't just see um, just just anywhere. It's not any specific place that you can only see or hear about consent. Consents can be, for field trips for your children, or consents can be given at the medical office when you're going through a procedure. Consents can be given verbally and written. It's a lot of different ways that consents exist. And we've been hearing where consent verbally is not really taken that serious. Um, and by way in particularly through sexual activity. A woman saying that she does not want to engage in that particular experience with the person, that consent. Thank you, Angie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for alerting me and letting me know about my volume. But a woman being able to say that she does not consent and that being honored, um, it's just across history has been a huge problem. And even with written consent, there have been times where people just don't really, I think, understand what that means. And it's really simple. I either agree or I don't agree. I don't know why people just kind of skate around that so much or try to find loopholes in it, but it exists and it has been a problem. So when I think about NDAs, I'm totally thinking about, the consent. Whatever the agreement or the thing, whatever is written into these NDAs, when you sign off on it, you are consenting that you agree to it. But is there like this underlying, or maybe not underlying, but this fine print of, you're also consenting to the unknown? You agree that, whatever just decides to just take place, you agree to that. And I hope that these NDAs for the celebrities don't include that. For us common folks, it wouldn't, because I mean, who would consent to do, some things that's, really unheard of? But the more and more we hear about Diddy and the things that he's being accused of, and please also be aware that a person is innocent until they are proven guilty. It has to run its course. There is a process, there is a procedure. And so right now we can have all of the opinions that we want to have, but until what he is being accused of is proven, there's evidence, proven evidence that this is what he has done, he's innocent at this point. Even though right now he can't get out, he can't get bail. Um, like I said, it's a process. There is a procedure. People are saying, well, the news outlets are alerting us that he's on suicide watch. Okay, that's standard procedure, y'all. That's not something that just because he is what he is and what he's being accused of, now he's becoming suicidal or they believe he may be suicidal. No, that is standard protocol for anyone that is entering an environment that they are not accustomed to. Case in point, I worked in a residential facility with youth, um, for a number of years. And as that person or that child is coming in, they are automatically put on what they call precautions, meaning we needed to observe that child as they are adjusting to that new environment. They're no longer in the comfort of their home. They're not amongst the people that they know, like their family. They are in an environment that they're going to have to figure out how to maneuver, how to settle and get accustomed to at that time. And so, even for a hospital setting, I worked in that setting. When we had new patients come in, depending on the information that they reported, they would be put on a 72-hour hold just to make sure that they were adjusting well mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. That is the standard for when you are being put in an environment. This is a new environment for this man. He's dodged them for a dodged jail for a long period of time, y'all. So this is a standard protocol that he be placed, especially as he is approaching waiting to be evaluated psychologically. That's just it. They need to make sure that he is well. They have to watch him. That not just him, but everybody new that's coming in. And if he does start to um, demonstrate any suicidal ideations, wow, they're going to be watching him. That's a good thing. You all be happy that that is taking place. But please do not be overly alarmed that, oh no, he's going to kill himself. No, that is standard procedure. That's what's happening here. And so thinking about all of these things that's occurring, going back to consent, going back to these NDAs. Did he not have some NDAs? I wonder. I think he did. But will that help help him in the courtroom right now. I don't think he will, simply because the NDA should not be written in such a way where it forces a person to agree to breaking the law. So an NDA for sex trafficking would not work. And I know hopefully there's no such thing as that. Um, but it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't. Um, the sexual acts or these allegations that has come forth, abuse is not included that you will sign off on in an NDA. You do not get consent or give consent to be abused. So that would not really be sufficient in the courtroom. Yeah, you all agree, people agree to attend these wonderful secretive parties because I'm questioning as to what will y'all be doing? Like us common folks, we have gatherings and parties all the time, you know. Do we have NDAs to be signed? No, because one, we love to put all our business on social media, so we're good with that. Is there an NDA about, don't talk about somebody in meatballs that they brought again to the party or their rotel or somebody that brought the potato salad with the raisins in it. Nothing is being talked about right there where we would need to have an NDA. But for celebrities, because of the status that they are on, they have NDAs. And I just question it, like, these parties that y'all have, what are y'all doing that it's so secretive that that needs to be in place? So I guess it's about like, okay, I'm a celebrity and I'm at this party with other celebrities, so I don't need anyone there to um tell the public that I was dancing naked on a table, because that's just going to mess up my rep. So that's why we have these NDAs in place. Or I was so drunk and I have this image that I'm a goody two shoes, and I'm just talking y'all, but I'm a goody two shoes, and I need this NDA in place because I want to just let loose and be drunk and happy and do whatever I want at this party and not feel as if my private life is being exposed. So these NDAs are in place. I mean, I've heard stories, I've read articles, and being a fan of the art of music and entertainment and things, you hear about these things, and it's just like, oh, okay, I just didn't know it was that serious. And plus, this type of stuff has been depicted in movies. I can't recall one of the movies, but even just TV shows. I think there may have been an episode, correct me if I'm wrong. There may have been an episode on Sex in the City where an NDA had to be completed or what have you, because people will just do all kinds of stuff. I don't understand why consent also incorporates like a level of control and power over a person. So if I say yes, then you take level 1 of yes to a level 10 of yes. And so now I'm getting pressured to engage in something that I'm ethically and morally against, or that I just don't believe in because it's breaking the law of to some degree. It's just weird to me. It's really, really weird. And so this is a space that of course um I was not willed to be a part of, and I'm happy that that is not a part of my purpose. That is not a part of my purpose, and I have had no desire to find more information about it by saying, oh, I would love to go to one of their parties. No, no sir, no ma'am. Because if you have to go through all of that red tape to get to a party, what I've known a party to be since I was a child, then I don't need to be there. So yeah, I was just wondering, y'all, how well would an NDA hold up for any celebrity under whatever regard, whatever situation? Um, I just don't understand. Hey, Jules Life. I guess if I got to sign an NDA, then I don't need to be there. Yes, Definitely, because it just doesn't make sense. What are y'all gonna be doing that I need to? Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay with, and sometimes I'm not, but I'm okay with not having my phone in my hand taking pictures of everything. Because technically, on this level of where I am in life, I don't really take pictures that much anyway. If it's a family gathering, yeah, I want to have something for the memory of family, but just going to a party or friends and stuff, I don't want to be in their pictures because some of them use filters and I don't like filters, my face to be filtered. Um, and then there's other people where, yeah, other times I'm just like, I rather just be saving, try to save my battery anyway. So I'm fine with not having my camera phone out or my cell phone out. I'm fine with it. So if you verbally tell me that, hey, put your phone up, because I've been at concerts. I was at a Jill Scott concert years ago, and she was just like, it's a distraction for her performing. So, because people would be flashing and all of this stuff. So, she allowed us an opportunity during her concert to take all the pictures we wanted in that particular time frame. And then she was just like, y'all need to put your cell phones up. I agree with that. I agree. Now, if she had an NDA clause that I needed to sign prior to going to that concert, depending on what it would have said, like expect the unexpected. I might have been intrigued to find out what that would be, but why would I need to sign such a thing? And maybe that's the way that those celebrity NDAs are, expect the unexpected. Ooh, we're gonna have cotton candy and snowballs. That's the way I would think, but apparently not. They had some other stuff, and we're not gonna talk about the evidence that was found because I think that social media has taken that to a whole nother level. What person, and someone in a comment suggested that Diddy must be a great couponer. I laughed at that. But you can go to some people's homes and they may have stacks and stacks of certain things. You just stay stocked up on things because that's something that you hold vital for your livelihood. I'm not gonna get into that, y'all. That is just crazy. But yeah, I really, we just have to see how this maps out, how all of this plays out. And of course, it's not going to be that we, not at myself anyway. I'm not really looking, I'm not Googling to find out what's happening. It's when I log into my social media accounts where I'm going to be really bombarded with all of this information. It's just like, come on, I don't need every 10 minutes y'all need to give me something. I don't need all that. I really would like to know when the trial will be set. Then I just want to know what the outcome is. That's pretty much it. um I hope that people will keep their mouth off of things that they don't know anything about, that they don't understand. And if they don't, do your research. Do your research. There was an article that was written back in 2023 regarding NDAs. And so I had to do my research. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what it is. These are the different levels of NDAs because even with that, celebrities have NDAs if they go out on dates. They're the person that they're dating. They may have them fill out an NDA because, of course, we're going and we're having this intimate time together, but I don't want you to go back if the date didn't work out. I don't want you to go back and sell this to TMZ or whatever the case is. So I kind of get that. There's a level of privacy that needs to be upheld. But by way of breaking the law, that is wrong. Consent, verbal or written, needs to be respected. But when you break the law, that consent form or that NDA is pretty much null and void. I mean, you just canceled it out because you didn't do the right thing. And yeah, I wonder the more and more of all this information that comes out, I wonder if any of those things existed. Of course, you know, with the level of, oh, not awareness, but the level of who Diddy is, of course, everybody he's come in contact with, we probably are some of the biggest fans of these individuals, and they will be called in to give their account as to if they were ever involved in these things. And don't be surprised when you will hear that certain individuals were. These are human beings. When you look back the history of humans, when you look into the European side of the things that they engaged in, this is just history repeating itself in such a way. But the one last thing that I do want to say, and I had to think about it, and I probably do need to do some more research on this part, is that, Hugh Hefner branded himself with these types of things. I believe that Diddy is being accused of. He branded it, he made it where it was legal. Look at the Playboy Mansion. Why did that even exist? But I'm just thinking, I am a thinker and I'm the unfiltered social worker, so I'm just gonna say whatever I'm thinking. But I was really like, okay, he got away with this. And it was in such a way where, he had a magazine, he had this mansion, he had women walking around as bunnies, and he had the celebrities come, and there were some things that were exposed as far as, oh, they're just here having a good time, and da 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 da, but there were some other things that happened. Do they need to dig him up out the grave and charge him with some stuff? But because you see somebody else doing it doesn't mean that it's okay for you to do it. What's wrong is wrong, and no one is above the law. No one is above the law. I don't care how much money you have. I really question as to why why did this just go on so long? But hey, we questioned this when Bill Cosby situation happened, when R. Kelly situation happened, when Harvey Weinstein situation, and Jeffrey Epstein. All of these individuals that we know of. There are a lot of individuals, named and unnamed, that exist in this world that do things, and hey, that's just the choice they make. I am not present in any of those situations, and I don't ever want to be, because I don't give consent, and I'm not signing an NDA that will put me in a position to have to either experience, witness the things that I just don't agree with. Um, no, I'm not doing it. And that's the bottom line on that part. So yeah, y'all welcome. I just welcome you all back to the Unfiltered Social Worker. I will be back, um, hopefully weekly, to provide my thoughts on certain things. But make sure that your mental health is well, even though all of these things are happening that we may not be directly experiencing. These things can impact us because we can become too invested in being nosy. Period. Point blank. You can be too invested in being nosy. You don't have to know everything. We don't have to know step by step of all this stuff. What you can do is pray. Pray for an individual, not pray for their demise, but pray that they become closer to God. And that's if you believe in it. I'm not here to give you a religious, philosophical, spiritual um, talk about things, but that's on another segment, another day. But I do hope that you are maintaining good mental health, mental wellness. And not only with your mental wellness, you got to do something with your physical wellness as well. And yeah, stay off social media as much as you can. And I think it's good and healthy to dialogue and talk about things to kind of get it off your chest and get it out your mind and then be done with it. Because after today, I'm done with this. On to the next. On to the next. So thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next podcast, which will be coming up soon. And also tune in to Cranium Space Talk, another podcast that I had to resurrect. And it's a little bit lighter. It's not as heavy as I think the unfiltered social worker can be, but just giving some tidbits about resiliency for the first episode of second season. Tune into that. And if you love handbags like I do, particularly Dooney and Burke, definitely stay tuned to my channel, my YouTube channel, about some future unboxings and just sales galore and all that kind of stuff. You know, all of these things kind of run together for me, and I just love it. I am Denise, and I will talk to you all later. Thanks again. Bye.